What is going on YouTube? Jayz2Cents here. JayzTwoCents, by the way, I would point that out. Jayz, not JayZ2Cents. I mean, I don't rap. Not very good anyway. So recently we took a look at the Mod Mic 4.0 and kind of showed you guys how to make your own gaming headset utilizing your favorite headphones and slapping a Mod Mic 4.0 on there. And a lot of people in that video said, no thanks, I would actually prefer an actual gaming headset. So today we're going to take a look at what is probably regarded as one of the most favorited headsets on the market, the HyperX Cloud. But what's cool about this is the Cloud 2. It's the predecessor to the famous HyperX Cloud, and they have put some pretty cool features into this thing, and I'm pretty excited about this. I'm starting to turn into a headphone whore. I'm gonna be catching up to Jerry at this rate. Gigabyte's Flex Display technology automatically detects and connects up to 4 displays for the best gaming experience in multi-display Ultra HD. Click the link in the description to find out more. All right, so here's the headphones right here, but before we start talking about them, let's go ahead and talk about the packaging. I rarely talk about packaging, but that's because manufacturers rarely give you a packaging experience that's worth mentioning. But the HyperX takes that to a whole new level. In fact, they even have like tissue paper in there. That's pretty interesting. So you got your paperwork and stuff on top, your instructions on how to use it. If you guys don't know how to use it, there they are. So, yeah. Now, the packaging has a lot of soft foam in there. I mean, we got this covering it, tons and tons of soft foam. We all know who loves soft foam. You get an extra set of ear pads. These are fabric pads. And then all your cabling is down here. Obviously, I've already got them here. I've been using them. And then you have got a detachable microphone right there. Included with it is also one of those old school airplane plugs. You know, you guys know how the airplanes kind of separated the sound from left and right, so you have to use their headphones, you know, almost like a DRM of audio on the airplane. Well, they include that in case you wanted to use that. But what makes the HyperX Cloud 2s so awesome is the fact that not only does it feature a metal frame, you know, some have very, plasticky arms on here when it comes to the adjustable arms and the swiveling ear cups. These are billet aluminum. They are tough. They are not going to get damaged. Also aluminum right here on the ear can itself. But you also have a nice stitched leather and black and red stitched headband up here on the top. Nice soft foam for comfort for long gaming sessions. And then I have installed right now the pleather, leatherette, whatever, headphone or ear cup pads. I personally don't like fabric. Fabric kind of makes me get itchy, and so I don't really enjoy that. So I am using the leather ones on there. But let's go ahead and talk about the headphones themselves. They do not have a detachable cable at all from the earphone itself, which I guess is not a bad thing. But the microphone is detachable, and as you can see, it just plugs in like that. Now, why would you want to detach your mic? Well, a lot of people are on the go, they're in school, they're in university, whatever, and they kind of want to have one set of headphones that's versatile. It can do everything they need. It can play your music, or you can, do VoIP or chat in your games, and it's going to go with you wherever you go, and you have one set that can do everything. Well, that's what the HyperX Cloud 2s is all about. You've got your dongle. I love that word, dongle. It has so many meanings, depending on the context of which you use it. But anyway, you've got your dongle here, which does have a clip. And it's a nice long cable there, so you could clip this even to your waist if you were, say, jogging or biking or whatever. I guess you wouldn't really be jogging or biking considering this terminates into a USB 2.0. But let's say you want to detach from your computer and use this headphones doing something else, whether it be with your cell phone or smartphone or MP3 player. Well, this actually plugs into the dongle, and it has the 3-way plug on there so that you could use it with a smartphone and also utilize the mic if you wanted to. But if you take off the mic, then it just becomes a stereo headphones that plugs into your MP3 player or smart device or whatever it be, while this is still plugged into your computer the entire time. I love the modular aspect to this headset. Now, one of the things I like about the inline control system here is it does have a slider mute on the side, but it also has not only volume up and down for the headphones, but it also has volume up and down for the mic. How many times have you guys been in TeamSpeak or in a game or something and you say, hey guys, what's up? And everyone goes, oh my God, wow, so loud, geez, you're loud. it happens to me all the time. I know it happens to Barnacules, but you could now turn down your microphone or turn it up right here without having to go into control panel and change any of your level settings. On here, you also have a 7.1 surround button, which turns this into a Simulate 7.1, which is actually not that bad. I tried it out in Battlefield, and the moment you press it, the environment seems to go from very closed to very expanded. Now, of course, it's only as good as the software controlling it. And the nice thing about this is it's all plug and play. You don't have to install any sort of HyperX software to make it all work. It all works on board. And I found myself using 7.1 quite frequently, and I'm not a fan of 7.1. In fact, you guys probably gathered that from my Sonos video. But I don't like 7.1 Simulate. However, I found this to actually be usable. So you may like it. But if you don't want the 7.1, then you can just turn it off and then you're purely in stereo mode. But I did find it to be somewhat accurate when it comes to simulating locations of noise and sound when it comes to games, which definitely comes in handy in things like Twitch or Twitch shooters, FPS shooters, things like that. So I guess what's left to do at this point is to go ahead and plug this thing into the computer, and then we do a mic test and we see how this thing sounds. Transition. Now that I plugged the headphones into Audacity, I've gone ahead and taken a listen to this microphone before giving you guys my impressions. In fact, I've heard the microphone a few times already. In fact, when I was up at PDX LAN, this was the headset and mic that I used the entire weekend. Now, one of the things I noticed with the Mod Mic 4.0 was the fact that the S's and the S sounds that it made tended to make me sound very lispy. Now, truth be told, I do have a little bit of a lisp when it comes to the way I say S's, and it just seemed to sort of enhance that a little bit more. So I sounded super silly and slappy and stuff when it came to my S's. So some people actually pointed that out. And yeah, it does take a natural lisp that I have and enhances it even more. So it sounded kind of silly. But I think you guys can hear right now with this microphone that although not bad, it's not great either. It does sound a little bit modulated, a bit compressed, which is kind of normal for, I guess, gaming headsets. With as much technology as crammed into this headset, it makes sense, though, that something would have to suffer a little bit, and the microphone tends to usually be that thing that is going to suffer. I also noticed that the audio levels seem a little bit low, and even if I turn the microphone up as high as I can, the audio levels came up a little bit, which is kind of good. I guess they were turned down slightly. But what you'll notice is when you go into the control panel, you're actually locked out of any sort of levels control. You can't change anything in there. It's all done through software, through the driver for the headphones. In fact, it's all plug and play. There's no software to install or any of that stuff. But I think all in all, for what it is and considering how versatile it is, it sounds pretty damn good. The audio is good. The bass is pretty clear. The mids and highs are very sharp. And then when you go into 7.1 surround mode, it sounds great in gaming, but music sounds terrible, as you would expect music to sound in 7.1. But the cool thing is once you plug this into, say, an MP3 device, then you get stereo anyway. There's no 7.1. But if you're listening to music on your machine, I would highly recommend turning off the 7.1 Simulate and going purely with the stereo, which is going to sound a whole lot better. Now, overall, I would say that the sound is pretty warm. Some headphones have a very tinny or very harsh sound to them. Like for instance, the Roccat headphones that I had, although they had a lot of features to them, they sounded very tinny and almost had a lot of reverberation inside the ear cans, and I'm not getting that whatsoever with these. They're extremely comfortable. I mean, I cannot even describe how comfortable they are. You guys know if you watch PDX coverage, I wore these things for 3 days straight, and I don't think I've ever worn any headphones or headsets here in this office for 3 days straight. I have a lot. I'm always switching them out because I get a lot of ear fatigue and head fatigue when it comes to wearing headphones and headsets that are not comfortable for me. So I tend to be a little bit of a whore when it comes to that aspect. Actually, I'm a whore at a lot of things, but it's definitely that. Now, one last test I'm going to do before we wrap up this video is a typing test. I took a lot of crap from people saying I didn't do a typing test, and I guess for streamers that actually matters. So I am going to be using my Razer Chroma RGB mechanical keyboard here. This is their mechanical green switch. I've got Notepad open, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to type, and we're going to see just how this thing sounds if you were, say, a streamer and you're typing on this thing. So let's say, and I won't talk during it because that was the other thing I took flack for. Jay, stop talking during the typing test. All right, here we go. I guess you guys will never know what I typed since I couldn't talk. but it looks like Audacity picked up some of it, but it's very, very low. So I imagine that the rear-facing noise canceling mic on this probably did a pretty decent job of canceling out that sound. You're going to hear it, but even though it's a clicky key, I don't think it's going to sound entirely too bad. Once again, Kingston has definitely hit a home run when it comes to a rounded gaming headset that doesn't destroy the bank and gives you a lot of features. I personally, especially for an on-the-go person, love the modular aspect of the headphones, where I can pretty much, and I'm going to switch back over to my built-in mic here, where I can pretty much say, okay, I'm here playing a game, I've got to go to school, got to get on the bus or ride your bike or whatever it may be. This is how quickly you turn these from a gaming headset into audio headphones. You now have audio headphones that you can take with you, and this is still plugged into your computer. And when you get back, plug that back in, and then you can plug the mic back in. Now you have a gaming headset. So that is freaking awesome. So there we go, guys. That wraps up my review here of the Kingston HyperX Cloud 2s. I think they're pretty fantastic headphones. The versatility of them is really what sells me on it, more so than the mic quality and stuff, because most people, mic quality, VoIP in game, it already sounds compressed and terrible anyway. So the compression on this is really not all that bad. So anyway, time to get on out of here, guys. Make sure you follow on that Facebook, that YouTube, or that, well, YouTube would be great, but Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, you guys get a lot of behind the scenes there. Check out pricing for these things down in Amazon. If you guys end up using the Amazon affiliate code, it doesn't cost you anything. It helps out the channel, helps me get more product in here to do reviews for you guys. I just highly recommend not using Amazon's overnight service, especially for Prime, because I've pretty much figured it out. After the last 3 Amazon shipments that I paid overnight for came late, Amazon is operating on a fortnight. That seems to make a whole lot more sense. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, and as always, thanks for watching.